Hi everyone, Ben here. I'd just like to take a moment to thank some of our patrons. Linda Evans, Sara Siegmann, Michelle McMullin, Tim, Terence Praet, Alannah Small, Sharon Peterson, Jane Cochard, Bailey Winslow. Thank you all. We really appreciate your support. If you'd like to join them, go to www.patreon.com/rustyquill and take a look at our rewards.
Hello and welcome to episode 98 of the Rusty Quill Gaming Podcast. I'm your host and GM Alex Newall, and with me today for another exciting episode I have...
Ben Meredith, Bryn Monroe,
Lydia Nicholas,
and Helen Gould.
And who are you playing?
Grizzop Trick Axe Amsterdam,
Hamid Salah Hurunal Tahan.
Sasha Racket.
Yep.
And Azu.
And I'm feeling bad, Azu. I've put you in a tiny compressed space. And
she's
also
still
drugged
poisoned.
you.
Yeah, she's drugged.
That's not... That's
phobic.
Yeah, that's a horrible combo.
and also given her the responsibility of bearing her religion's most sacred relic.
So basically what I've done
While
is...
being clumsy and
I've
poisoned.
completely compromised you and then put you in the highest pressure environment I possibly could.
Welcome to the team!
Hey!
Yay! So, we're all in the vaults beneath the Tahan branch. You have picked something from a meritocratic vault, and you are now basically in chasing the Simulacrum key, which you finally come to the right place and are about to go find out what it is, unless I'm mistaken.
Yep.
And with that in mind, we'll pick up where we left off, which is...
Sasha's shoes are covered in vomit.
Oh, yeah.
And she's crying, but you can't really see that because her face is... She looks very ill because she is mostly dead now and she's thrown up. So she's basically grey. And it's just like... You know, but it's fine.
Azu, give me a will save.
Yeah.
You're a paladin, so you should be alright.
Oh, yeah, that's a 21.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, you're okay. You're conquering that fear.
That's a lot of will.
Yeah. I've got...
I'm gonna be coordinated by sheer force of will.
yes.
You got will coming out of your ears.
No, that's more if you vomit.
That's bad. No, we all know it's blood.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Helen has a glamorous new piercing.
And it's deaf in one ear. Right. So as it takes some deep breaths.
Yeah, but you got a handle on it, so you don't need to worry about running off into the dark. You're good. You're good so far.
Good. Not dropping the sacred objects.
Great. Yeah. So the two guards look at one another, look at you guys, see Sasha. Would you... Professional one's like... Unprofessional one's like, do you want a minute? Like...
No, I'm fine.
You sure? Holds out like a hanky. Happens a lot. Like a lot.
She waits for quite a while trying to be, and then you see that like the hand without turning to him reaches out and takes it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Wipes her vomity face. Does any skin come off because she is nearly lich now?
Nope.
No.
You wish you were lich. Liches are the best. They get all these extra features.
It's almost a shame.
That's one way to look at it. Also, there's the whole evil soul thing. I mean, anyway.
Well, you weren't using it.
To be fair, she really wasn't.
So, the professional guard turns to Azu. May I have the key that we might find the vault?
Azu looks at the others. Like, should I trust... Oh,
Nod.
okay. Yes.
Great. They just hold their hand out. Kind of looking a bit nonplussed.
Okay, Azu gives him the key.
Great. She holds it up. Right, yeah, okay. The guards have a hushed conversation. Right, this way. And they start heading off into a seemingly just random point of the compass when it comes to this big circular room. But yeah, they head off and start leading and gesture for you to
They've been pretty
follow.
competent so far. We're going to keep following their lead.
Yeah.
So they head through, and then they basically start doing the same sequence, going through. Ah, there we go. Insert the key. Turn it. Open it. The door's open again, stone style. Inside, everyone give me a perception check.
Natural 1.
Good start.
17.
Good.
20, not
Good.
natural.
19.
19. You are 21, right?
No, I had 7.
17, sorry. So we've got
I had 20.
20. 20's our highest, right? Okay.
No,
So-
didn't you have 21?
19.
Oh, right.
Numbers! Apparently.
Hey,
Everyone-
listeners! This is the joy of role-playing. You wonder why you'd play computer games when you could be spending all this time with your friends, telling the stories together in a collaborative, imaginative experience.
Turns
Well,
out we all forgot how maths works.
mental maths.
I didn't. I don't know what you.
So,
Maybe you
looking
should have taught
inside
us better.
appears to be just the messiest filing system you have ever seen. It appears to be full of filing cabinets. In terms of size, it is the size of a large but like mundane office for a single person. So you're talking maximum maybe 15 feet by 15 feet, bit more than that tops. And it's full of, again, seems to be mundane filing cabinets that are overflowing with paper, huge amounts. Sasha, you suspect at the very back of the room there might even be a desk, but you're looking at like shapes of piles of paper and going, maybe there.
Check for traps.
What a weird place to have an office.
Wilde looks over. Yeah. Turns to the guards. How often has someone like used this vault? They sort of look to one another. We're not aware of anyone using this for a while, or we'd have to dig into the records to actually...
Well, looks like this is a dead end. We should probably move on. Where next?
I
Investigate.
think we've got to
This
search through the
Yeah.
papers. Like a
Must
lot
be
of
important.
the
Is
things
this
we
your
found have been
office?
on paper.
Okay, cool. How long do you think that'll take?
A few hours, maybe.
At least. Look at that.
Alright, well, we should get on with it then.
I mean, we can't even outsource this because no one's meant to know this is here.
Right, well, what are we looking for?
Anything of interest?
In what way?
So magical technology, the fusion of mechanics and magical artifacts,
And I'll dive
power
into it.
systems.
I'll dive into
Motors.
a drift of paperwork.
Is it like looking at like a cartoon fight where just a limb occasionally flies out?
Yeah. Getting right up in that paper.
Okay. Given how much we're searching, can everyone give me a separate perception check, please? And did you say you were looking for traps, Sasha?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll use yours specifically for traps, if that's okay.
Okay.
13.
13 from Grizzop,
19.
19 from Azu,
28.
28 from Hamid. Sasha?
26.
Perfect. Okay. So you all start.
Perfect. The limit for detecting traps, it was 27.
All is well. So, digging through, the first thing that happens is, Grizzop, you start finding that what you're looking at are huge amounts of technical notes, but really badly filed and basically all done sort of freehand, insofar as like this isn't like these are the finished dots. It's more like maybe this over here no, and then they kept it. Like it just seems huge permutations of designs, columns of figures that mean nothing to you. All you can discern from it is whoever did it's a mess.
Just appear from
They're just the worst.
on top of a pile of paper and go,
I really don't think this is our job. Like, this is not a speciality. Like, surely the meritocrats have some sort of filing team that can do this
So-
and then communicate to us.
Well, now that we know what's down here, yeah, you know, we can get a specialist team.
Well,
but
let's do that instead of
Azu?
looking.
well, we just need to see if there's anything important quickly first.
You are aware of a couple of extra features. You happen to pick an arbitrary filing cabinet which seems to be all about like tracking of materials and stuff like that. And part of it you see is that it seems to be records of like significant amounts of traffic with Damascus, and you're aware that there's a fairly decent like orcish community nearby there.
Yeah.
Like distant, like it's not like your like cousin lives there or anything, but yeah, it is a pretty significant sized orcish community lives out there, and you are spotting what appear to be a couple of orcish names in the records as well. But it isn't like solely, it's just, you know, they don't tend to come up in records that often outside of like orcish settlements. Sasha. So the first thing that you do is, I reckon there was a desk over there. If I was going to put traps, there'd be in a desk.
Is there a safe in the desk as well?
So you start wading through reams of paperwork and just wading through it all.
Paper cut traps.
No, not so far. But you do manage to unearth a desk.
Yay.
It is not elaborate. It is a metal desk. It has a single set of drawers on one side. That's it. Super like functional, that's about it. And you start having a glance over it for traps. And then you notice two things. One, all of the drawers in this desk are locked, and all of them are trapped.
Right.
You are
Bad traps.
able to discern that two of them are mundane traps. There's 3 drawers, 2 of them are mundane, and one of them's a magical trap.
Start on the mundane traps.
Sure. Give me disable device for drawer number 1.
That is 28.
28, yeah, fine. So, top drawer first. Bing, bing, bing. You open it up. Right, okay, that's fine. Basically, if you had reached in without checking, there's a tripwire within the drawer itself. It would have just set off a basic hand trap.
Oh, yeah, you just lose a few fingers to that.
Yeah,
Simple
like...
stuff. Robbie No Fingers.
Come on.
Tells
like,
you all about those.
If you're going to have it in the most expensive vault in the world, have a decent trap, mate, you know? Don't cut corners at this stage.
Maybe it was poisoned or something.
Maybe, but, I mean, if it was, they've let it dry out. And yeah, like...
honestly.
What are you doing? Draw 2?
Yep.
Let's see what you could have won.
That's a natural 20 plus 14.
Natural... Seems fine. No.
Everything is fine.
You open that one.
Yep.
It's the same trap. Who uses the same trap twice?
It's almost an insult.
Come on. What is going on? Give us the last one.
The magical one.
The magical one. You are able to disable it.
Okay.
You don't have to, though. You can just leave it if you want.
Nah, but she's feeling good. That's another natural 20.
Another natural 20.
Plus 14. I'm sorry, Alex. I know that you probably have a boss monster that you spend hours on that would be triggered by me messing up one of these traps.
That's fine. Tiamat's not going to be in this campaign anyway. It's fine.
The desk would have like morphed into something like the Mr. Ceiling Monster, some enormous creature.
I was tempted to have every single separate piece of paper be a mimic, but I'm not a monster. So yeah, you start to mess around with the drawer. It doesn't seem to have a mechanical trap yet. Obviously, it's magical. And then heading in, you realise someone's gone ahead and put rather a large amount of explosive runes on the inside of this chest. If you were to read them, basically the desk would go up and probably take the rest of the room with it.
So you don't read them.
Correct.
The trap is to make you read something?
Yeah, it's a really bad one.
It's basically
almost impossible to avoid.
It's basically a thing where if you read this thing, it goes off. However, you're like, if I was going to fill a room with paper, what kind of right, yeah, that makes sense.
Fire one.
That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, there is a drawer that you don't necessarily think you're going to be able to open normally without boom.
Got a natural 20.
You do think that you'll be able to go in from underneath and basically
extract everything
inside and leave the drawer as it is.
With my ice dagger, possibly.
If you want to proceed, you will just succeed with that bigger check.
Okay. She's going to try and get the stuff out of it.
Okay. You successfully manage to open it up and you extract a single vanilla
vanilla
a
pod.
delicious folder. It's a light brown, but more importantly, it smells amazing.
Lovely ice cream.
A single manila folder. It's quite slim and also seems to be quite organised compared to everything else that's been going on.
I think I've got what we're here for.
Great, we can leave then.
What? Do you need the toilet, Grizzop? Like, what is your problem?
He likes getting things done in a timely and efficient manner.
I'm the one that's
Practical
on a
religion.
time limit with a heart. Like, I've got like
So let's go do that then.
What did you find?
this. It was in a complicated, very difficult, but I'm very good.
Sense motive. Yeah, checks out.
Magical trap drawer in the desk. I had to go in from underneath because it was going to explode. I think the rest of the paper is just here to kill you if it sets on fire.
Hamid, can you
So I
remind
had
me
a
what?
28 on
Yeah,
my
so you're
perception
28.
earlier.
Yeah.
So you,
I feel like I should have found something, if I'm honest.
which is where I'm going to dive in now. So you
literally dive into the paper.
You were digging through basically all of this paperwork and cross-referencing with what you knew about the sort of simulacrum plans and stuff that you read before, and you cannot shake the suspicion that this is basically camo. In that you're digging through and you're like, there's no reason to keep this paperwork. this paperwork's arbitrary, this is out of date, this contradicts this one, and it becomes rapidly apparent that it might literally just be that someone filled this room with deliberately conflicting and arbitrary paperwork to confound anyone who didn't know what they were looking for. And like the more that you dig through to the point where Sasha finds this and extracts it, yeah, you reckon you could probably write off everything that you've looked this far as nothing more than a misdirection.
Got it.
I explained that.
Succinctly and better than I did. Perfect.
Well done.
Yep.
All right, I guess let's...
Can I have a quick look at the Damascus papers? Because that's where we were going to go next. So if there is anything serious in those, then that would be useful information. I'll have a quick scan of those and we'll look at the folder as well.
Sure. That's some stuff about some orcs.
And shipping, you said.
It's basically... it's just a series
We're all
of...
going to have a very exciting time in Damascus.
It's just like everyone seems to be paired names with a slash between them, and it just seems to be a series of short fiction.
Very strange.
So,
Basically, we can save it for later, but Hamid wants a quick glance to tell whether it is, like everything else here, mostly well-concealed balderdash.
If there's like a name,
or
you know?
not.
Off your previous search, like, I'll just say that you grab a bunch and I will tell you later.
Cool. Okay, let's look through the secret folder.
Maybe we should stand outside the flammable material, because...
Wilde never walked in and from around the corner goes, yeah, I'd do that. I don't...
Do you know something about this?
Well...
You do?
What I'd say is, if you found a bunch of traps and we were expecting it to be run by someone who's done daft things before, spending any time around that seems a really bad idea, if I'm
Okay.
honest.
Right, so
It's what we came for. We can take it out.
let's go. And it's fine. We'll just go, we'll read this, and then there'll be the weird medical procedure in which I'm brought back to life or killed.
It's going to be fine, Sasha.
It's gonna be
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably fine.
Absolutely fine.
I mean, it's been a long time since
I'm
anyone's...
gonna punch Wilde in the genitals.
Give me an attack roll. His AC is not high!
I'm gonna use my longsword attack. What? A longsword attack to attack a longsword. And that's 24.
Flat of the blade,
Presumably,
right?
yeah, you're going for
No,
non-lethal.
I'm
He's not
using my
using the blade,
longsword
he's just using
bonus just because it's a melee attack.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, I'm not stabbing him in the crotch.
Die, Wilde, die! I waited so long, this is everything I want.
With my tiny fist,
not
which
symbolic
exerts
at all.
an awful lot of pressure because the area is quite low, I will jab him in the crotch, say, "Shut up, Wilde!"
Damn his tiny, powerful fists.
Wilde crumples, just down and fetal.
Just tap him on the top of the head.
There's a good chap.
What did you do that for? He's annoying, but...
Okay. I'm really sorry about what he said, Sasha. It will be absolutely fine.
All right, good. Grand. Good. Okay. Great. Yes.
If you want to, I can hit the other one.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Good work. Yeah.
Hamid is reading through the folder.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Can you give
Remind
me...
me not to anger you, Grizzop.
Well, only when you're antagonising one of my friends who I care about and is going to do something...
Thank you.
He deserved it.
Good. Right. Remind me not to do anything that makes you think I deserve things.
As he looks at Grizzop quite disappointedly.
I'm just gonna give you a blank stare of like,
She's going to pick Oscar Wilde up and sing over her shoulder and walk out.
Apparently that's happening. Hamid, can you give me a knowledge arcana?
Basically, from the doorway.
Can you
I'll
give
start
me a
reading
knowledge
the
arcana?
folder. That is
So nearly a 19.
22.
It hovered there.
22. It doesn't seem to be a plan that is a version of anything you've seen before. It doesn't appear to be a component of the simulacrum. It doesn't appear to be a piece of it. It doesn't appear to be like riffing off the stuff you've already seen. However, a guess, what you think you might be holding are initial plans or something similar for maybe a kill switch or something similar, like a different device that might interact with it in some way to, if not turn it off, mess around with it in some way. You'd need careful study, a library, and a team of experts to know more than that.
Wait, 1 second before we leave. Did Sasha check what was inside the other drawers?
Oh!
Yes, I thought. Did we just forget to say that?
Yeah, I skipped as well. I forgot. I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't being arsey. I just kind of.
I breathe in, I breathe out.
Yeah. I kind of skipped past by accident.
I blink, so eyes don't dry out.
As everyone begins to proceed into this room, wait!
What?
I think I might have forgotten some treasure.
Okay.
That doesn't seem very like you, Sasha.
Sasha's eyes are sort of doing the kind of thing that Sherlock Holmes in
You mind
the
palacing?
Cumberbatch kind of thing where it's like put everything together. There's something doesn't feel quite right.
Yeah, just the big words flashing bright
You
neon.
received a text message. The treasure.
I like to think of it more as a spreadsheet with a couple of unfilled cells.
And now she's
Definitely something missing from this total.
and she's got a very complicated conditional formatting thing
Yeah.
set up so that anything with a figure that looks slightly off flashes.
So, you find a lockbox. I'm not even going to get you to bother doing a disabled device. It's very easily opened.
She hands out, someone's just like, how does this work? And then she just presses it and it springs.
Basically, yeah.
It's like a magic.
What a devious combination!
Lock.
Honestly, it's a bit more like, oh, it's locked. Maybe we can find a bang, smash it on the floor. It just opens. Inside there are 2 pouches.
Ooh.
One seems to be just full of gold and silver.
I knew it.
It's
I
only
could smell it.
It's only about 150 total. Once you tally up like gold and
barely
silver and so
smell
on.
Hardly worth getting out of bed for.
The other one seems to be uncut diamonds.
Big ones.
I mean, uncut.
Some as
so
big as your head.
You wish.
Right.
Give me a praise check.
Hamid said.
Because ours is
18.
Yes, that is how many thousand there is in there in uncut diamonds.
Is the noise she makes. What's in the other drawer?
In the other drawer, you basically find travel papers, passports, ID, and everything.
For who? For who? It's Oscar Wilde.
No.
Done.
Damn it!
Is it Brutor?
Done.
Alas, 'tis not.
Aww.
Tesla.
Henri. Oh, Tesla. All right.
Makes sense. That's what we were expecting.
What you find in there are basically everything he would need to travel basically anywhere he wanted in human-held lands, but no, like, tickets, no, I am travelling to this place at this time. It is more like his documentation is in
Are
there.
there stamps in the passport that tell us exactly where we should go?
Yes!
Hey!
Good guess!
Hey, there you go, Hamid.
Dear
There's
diary.
our plan.
It's kind of all of the leads that you've already got. There's nothing extra in there, I'm afraid.
We were totally on top of it, guys.
Yeah.
This confirms it.
It's almost like I built in a get out of jail free if you kind of came to this and missed vast reams of information before this point.
But Sasha practices, like, palming the diamonds, but then she actually gives them over. Right, fine.
To who?
Look, I found something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good work, Sasha.
Wilde looks up from Azu's back.
I think it's probably a fee for finding this stuff, right? That's nice.
The unprofessional guard pipes up. It's your vault, apparently.
That's mine then. Ours.
We'll add it to the party funds and split it up when we have a moment.
Splitting it 4 ways.
to do so. Yep.
Yes. Good.
Good
Right.
work, Sasha.
Shall we go and talk to Aaron?
Yep.
I'm already outside,
There might be more. There might be more stuff for us to find in here. It's fine. We could.
I think we found what we need to. I'm pretty sure this was an elaborate setup to distract people.
Sasha.
Try and make them waste
Sasha.
time.
Yeah, it's fine.
I know you're worried.
They talked about melting me, Grizzop.
I know. Look,
That was without.
that's without. The
With
heart,
the thing is going to make it.
it's really it literally brings people back from the dead, and you're not there yet.
Wilde from Azu's back puts a really weak and shaky double thumbs up.
Melting.
See, even Wilde supporting you.
It will be a miracle. You'll be a...
Real girl.
I do not know that.
But do you get halfway through and then trail off awkwardly?
No, we're taking a break there. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this social interaction. And welcome back. So we're all agreed sentient creatures, no matter their current situation, can...
Living or dead, still
Yeah.
need hugs
Yep.
and legal rights. More importantly.
Indeed.
Fortunately, Sasha's not that worried about property rights, either her own or other people's.
Property rights are a guide.
Or hugs, to be honest.
No, they're also just awkward.
We've learnt that she doesn't like hugs.
She likes being warned.
I think is valid.
Is everyone okay with us basically returning to surface, etc., nice and quickly, rather than walking back through all the stuff?
Yeah.
Sounds nice, yep. Good.
You take the same route back. Shocker. Long story short, you are all taken back. Halfway along the way, Wilde starts staggering along and keeps giving Grizzop the evils. Doesn't say anything, though.
I will give him a very cheery grin every time he looks at me. I have a large mouth and a lot of very sharp teeth.
Yeah, your grin's terrifying.
Oh yeah, no,
They're
goblins
just the
still look
worst.
really quite scary.
So yeah, you continue up, head back into that sort of steeled cube. It seals up behind you. All of the torches and accoutrements stopped, and they open it. There is a set of guards who join these two, and then the professional guard steps forward again and goes, "Whilst you remain within the bank, you will remain under our guard and our protection. Once you pass the entrance to this building, we are no longer accountable. There should be a guard waiting for you outside to accompany you to Fairhands, which is provided by the meritocrats themselves. We only cover you as far as the bank. You need to be aware of this. Do you understand this?"
Why is there someone outside trying to kill us? Well, wait. Aside from
Not
the usual.
This is strictly a liabilities situation. You have to verbally consent to the fact that items only are under our protection while they're within the premises.
You're all good.
Yeah.
Great. The unprofessional one's just there going,
As he checks for the clam.
as you checks the
What a
clam,
sentence.
the clam is still there and fine.
Good.
Feels a bit clammy to the touch.
I hope not.
That's stop.
No.
Just the word. In fact, do you
Clam
touch it
it.
with your bare hands? There's a question.
Yes, but only the clam, not the heart.
It feels really pleasantly warm.
Ah. Yeah, that's the noise she makes.
Okay, also we've said clam too many times now. It's losing meaning.
So, Wilde stands up, and he is the worse for wear, and is just kind of starts walking off, and just heads out the doors. The guards all just kind of, but yeah, the 4 guards are sort of walking with you. Presumably, you head to the front doors, or do you have any other business here?
No.
Cool. You head out to the front doors, and yeah, head past the reception and so on. There's a few people who are like rubbernecking because, you know, it's interesting, big guards, probably something really interesting happening, but it's a fairly empty bank, and you head out onto the main street.
Was the sandstorm's over?
The sandstorm.
I'm pretty sure there was one as we went in, right?
Yeah.
The sandstorm is lessened. There's still so much sand on the ground and so on that there's sort of flurries and the odd. It's not. What is it? It's not a dust devil. Sand devils? I don't know what you call it. Like
The mini twisters.
yeah, mini twisters. And there are a few guards.
Ice cream, but with sand.
There are a few guards who are sort of waiting outside, and they're all carrying basically halberds. You know, like big, huge reach weapons, good for like keeping people away, basically.
Oh, good. More attention. Definitely we want to attract.
Pay no attention to this completely innocuous guard!
Thankfully, all of the sand that's still kicking around has meant that there's not much in the way of press outside anymore. It's died off a little bit, and so it's a bit easier. And
One press photographer or the equivalent with something made of gremlins, like crying over his scratched lens. Sand everywhere.
so the 2 sets of guards basically do hand over. I'm not going to dive through paperwork. Woo. Long story short, you are now heading on.
We're all laughing because we know that Alex would love to do the paperwork.
Paperwork's the best. But we all follow.
Roll for admin.
So the new guards accompany you, and you are led straight towards what's effectively a carriage just outside. And they gesture for you to head inside. You notice that the carriage is armoured. It's not one that you arrived in.
Wait a second. Where are you taking us? Is it prison?
No, to the hospital.
Oh.
One of the guards leans down and says a bunch of stuff to you that you don't understand.
Can I
What
or
did the
Hamid-
guard say?
Yes. So Azu and Hamid, you basically hear the equivalent of, "It's fine. We've been basically arranged from the Apophis Office to make sure that you can get to where you're going." Turns out, right, in English, sounds ridiculous.
The Apophis Office is excellent branding.
But nonetheless, they appear to be from the Apophis Office, and Apophis Office is written on the side. and they're going to take you to Fairhands.
Are they officers of the Apophis Office?
Yes, they are.
I'm an Apophis Office officer.
Wait. So we don't. It's not mandatory that we get in the thing. So it's an offers.
It's an offer from the officers of the Office of
Office.
Apophis. Yeah. Keep up.
Yeah. It's an Apophis Office.
Now there's a
offer.
t-shirt.
Do you accept the offer from the officer of the
Of
Apophis
course.
Office? Perfect. So you get in the carriage. The 4 guards basically take up positions.
I'm going to ask to sit on the top rather than inside.
They're fine for that. There's a driver there who's in armour. All of them are armoured, and basically one of the guards takes each. The sort of stand rails that you can get. One of them each on the 4 corners, and then the rider.
Sasha will also be on the top.
How big
Don't like to be
is
locked
the-
inside.
How big is the carriage?
Big.
Okay, all right.
Big. Like you can fit in it comfortably. This is probably for transporting more than just people.
So we get in and it's just me and Azu inside.
And away we go.
Very pleased we're going to save Sasha.
Yes, absolutely. Been a long time coming.
So you don't get on with Wilde then?
You got that? No, he's awful. It's unfortunate he's our handler, but that's how it has to be. Anyway, I'm not having him trying to... I don't even know what he was doing. Like, any decent being wouldn't... She's obviously scared stiff. He's trying to antagonise her. Especially when she got this injury doing work for him. What's wrong with that man?
Maybe he's just stupid.
Maybe, but he absolutely deserved what I did to him.
Well,
Look, it's not all about being nice. You've got to do what's right. I know you Aphrodite lot are all like, oh, let's just give someone a hug and they'll just get better. Well, no, you have to be cruel as well as kind.
Sometimes you've got to punch a groin.
Absolutely.
maybe you should try hugging your
Checks
very...
hug stat.
I'll have you know, I've memorised these following things.
Look, if you're worried that maybe I'm doing the wrong thing, do you know the tenets of Artemis?
No, I'm an Aphrodite priestess.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. Remember the slights you may, pay it back in kind.
Ooh.
Right? Wilde was doing a slight, and he has slighted me before, and I was just paying him back. Remember, guard the pack, so that you will succeed together. Sasha is part of our pact. So we will guard her. Wilde was doing... well, it's not been very helpful. And he's on the outside. For that particular situation.
So did he kick you in the groin at one point?
No.
So
He referred to me in such a way that kind of eliminated me as a person. This, it's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had some of that, yes.
So, I think really I let him off lightly.
Well, all right.
Well, I've shared what?
Let's...
Got some Aphroditean wisdom for me? Or is it just the word hugs about 10 times?
That is religious hate. That is.
It's more like denigration than hate.
We've established Aphrodite and Artemis do not like each other.
No, they genuinely
Really
don't.
hate each other. They got beef.
Yeah, they killed each other's favourite people.
This is
Nastily.
Mean Girls, but with weapons.
And goblins and orcs and things.
Yeah. Oh my.
Well, one is not to do more harm than necessary.
That's very sensible. That's good. I've learned something.
Ideas of what's necessary.
are different.
Oh, yeah, ideas of what's necessary are complicated.
Hamid and Sasha,
situation.
up on top. You are heading back in towards, obviously, the central strip. As we've discussed previously, people are out and about and starting to clean up mess again, basically. And the carriage is having to sort of navigate these sort of drifts in the road and so on. So it's not a nice straight smooth. It is sort of curve around, stop, right. They'll hop down, shovel some stuff, back up, curve around, etc. And it's taking way longer than it really should. No one's fault. It's just, the weather. Both of you give me a perception check, please.
Ooh.
I only rolled a 2, but that is a 14.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, which is also a 14.
Okay, cool.
Everything is fine.
Everything is awesome! Heading along, you are heading in the right direction for Fair Hands, and you will be there sort of momentarily.
Have you heard anything more from Barrett?
He let me know he was angry. I told him to kindly leave us alone.
Alright.
It's not the exact wording I used, but I think he got the point.
Good. Any clues about how he might try and murder us all? That's generally his reaction when someone
He seemed...
annoys him.
He mentioned the cult. I can't remember. I didn't know. It was like
Mars?
I don't think so. He seemed to imply that he'd been keeping them away from us until now. I wonder if it's the weird people in the hoods or some sort of religious order.
Well, he didn't keep them away from us very well.
Well, exactly.
Sending one over.
Yeah, so...
We took him down easy.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll take care of anything else that comes our way.
Yeah, it's fine.
At that point...
Yeah. A dozen cultists descend from the sky.
Don't be ridiculous. A dozen is way, way too much. A few cultists descend from the sky.
Seriously?
Really?
Okay.
How many? How close are they together?
Yeah. A couple?
I've got an itchy finger, Alex, and I'm not afraid to use it.
A clutch. What is the common term for cultists? A religion?
It's a cult, right? It's already a collective.
But you don't say a cult of cultists.
Oh, that's true.
A delusion. A delusion of cultists.
A ritual of cultists.
Yeah.
Or a conspiracy
A
of
gaggle.
cultists.
A single cowled figure
Oh.
Boring.
appears
It
spontaneously.
could be several of them stood
Stacked.
on top of each other.
He's already
It
used
has
that,
been
yeah.
in the past.
A single cowled figure appears
What,
in the
actually,
middle, appears distant in the middle of the road.
Sasha throws a dagger at it.
I mean,
By distant, I'm talking like it's, whilst visibility's a little bit rubbish, you're well beyond throwing distance. Maybe Grizzop with his bow.
Speak of the possibly literal devil.
I mean, is that one of the things? I can't really see from here.
I thought that was a better line. Speak of the possible literal devil. Never get the appreciation.
A second figure steps out from behind the first figure,
Oh, there's probably a line of them.
and then a third figure steps out.
It's a carousel.
We're going towards them relatively slowly.
Yes, it isn't. You're not at a charging pace because of all the sand and so
that's
on.
fine. Can we tell? Do they look? Are they the same? So we've seen them before. Is it the same outfit?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah. Looks like they're here. Right. Give me a second. I cast Fireball.
Go for it.
I have a range of 640 feet.
Yes, you do.
It
word.
hits all of them
Yes.
because they're close together.
What fools. They hadn't even started the dance routine yet.
I don't know if them standing in a line going, wait for it. Okay, wait for it. They can't see us yet. Right, now, go, go, go.
And then... bam, bam, bam. Oh my word. That's a lot of
That's
dice.
a decent
Wow.
roll. 10, 21, 27. 33 damage.
The explosion goes off. It's a huge explosion, like fire. In fact, describe it. I don't think you've ever launched a full fireball before, have you?
So Hamid points, and a streak of fire appears from his finger, and it flies in a straight line. It looks like a tiny meteor,
Sure.
and it hits the floor and literally just expands until it's covering a 20 foot in each direction. And it creates a little hemisphere of fire.
The explosion is huge, and everyone immediately flees from the street.
By the literal gods, Hamid.
The explosion finishes, and there's not a trace of them left. There's nothing there.
They may not have been real.
Well, I think you sent a message.
I was
they
going to
were a
pop a head
message.
out.
I mean, they could have, if they were really there, they could have
Give
made
me a
reflex saves for half damage as well.
Give me a
obviously,
perception
but
check.
You probably knew that.
Okay.
Just there to do an illusionary dance number.
17?
Yes.
You see there's a sort of similar cowled figure to what you were seeing before in the building. Like, you lean out looking ahead, and then you happen to glance that in a building that you're going past. Like, there's a
this is like
cowled
the
figure.
gnomes.
There's a cowled figure in the window, sort of looking down at you as you ride past. They don't seem to be taking any action.
Grizzop, look out!
We saw 3 of the cowled figures in the road in front of us, but they've gone.
There's one in that building. Do you see it?
Where?
Up there. She gestures with her big long arms.
It's already gone.
Oh.
What are you currently doing then? I have given you the last thing that happened. There is no new information to impart at this point.
So they're trying to mess with us then, right?
Maybe we just keep looking out for it, and we just get on with getting where we need to go quickly.
Yep.
As you're riding, you see that to the left-hand side there's an alleyway, and there is a figure stood in that alleyway watching you as you ride past.
Oh, for goodness sake, this is exactly like the gnomes.
So it's just trying to spook us.
I think so.
Well, fine. Let's not be spooked then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like ready to cast a spell, but I'm not going to cast a spell again unless they come at us.
Sasha
Next
carefully
time.
puts her ice and fire daggers back, and then takes out cheap daggers that she would be happy to throw. Obviously, she doesn't want to lose any of them.
How does detect evil work?
It's a cone for a start, lasts about 60 feet, so think of it like a torch beam almost, if you see what I mean. It does require you to concentrate, but in the first round that you're like,
Does Sasha show up?
you detect if evil or not evil is around. In the second round, you can determine like how many evil auras, so like if it's a magical item that's evil or an evil person, and like how many people there are and so on. And then if you keep concentrating, you can know like where each item is, where each person is, like how evil they are, basically.
Does Sasha show up? Is she dead enough? I've never. No, you're all looking at my alignment thing. I've never put down an alignment for her. I think we vaguely decided that she might be chaotic neutral.
She doesn't show up as evil. None of the party do.
Okay.
One of the guards doesn't show up as evil, but you get the impression that they're on a slippery slope. They need to sort their life out.
And Oscar Wilde is okay.
Oscar Wilde's not
he
with
walked
you.
off, yeah.
Yeah. Hold off.
You look around, there's one stall holder there that is proper evil.
Alright, I'm going to cast Detect Evil to see if I can tell if it's just like a spell someone's casting at us.
Sure.
I would like to cast it.
Once you activate it, it'll just stay active until you basically decide it to stop, or someone like breaks your concentration by, say, hitting you or blowing you up or something.
Okay.
Just as 2 examples.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to... So if it's like a cone, then I'm going to aim it in front of us, since that's where we saw it first.
Sure.
It basically affects your vision. It's like you concentrate really hard, and then you can see auras around
Yeah,
people.
it's sort of like
So you can
night
then look
vision
around.
put over the top, but instead of seeing night, you see evil.
Like infrared, but for evil.
Yeah,
Oh, in which case...
Infra evil.
I'm going to get on top of... She climbs out of the moving carriage.
I think maybe you should stay inside.
give me an acrobatics check.
Oh dear.
Oh, I want to fall out.
Oh, I'm almost disappointed that you're.
16.
What armor do you have?
I have an agile breastplate. No,
Oh.
agile half plate.
Boo. Boo.
Sorry.
I want you to have full plate with a massive armor check penalty. You climb upon the carriage with no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
I think maybe you should stay inside. I mean, the whole carriage is here to protect you, he says, trying to gesture with his eyes at the thing you're carrying.
Oh, she doesn't notice. But she's going to try and,
She probably does. She's got quite a high sense motive.
If Helen's...
Yeah.
Okay,
In which-
spot it,
in
Helen,
which-
spot it.
Well, right now she's concentrating on trying to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
if there's, an evil... I don't know who would cast an illusionist? I don't know. So she's just going to be looking around with, a lighthouse.
How hard is it to project images of something from far away? Like, does there need to be some
It's
kind
not
of...
that difficult. I mean, range does make things a lot more tricky, but
So it's not like there has to be a wizard somewhere around us that's casting spooky face spell.
I mean, it's much more likely.
So, right. Sasha starts looking around.
You see... Give me a perception check then, Sasha.
24.
24. So now that you're looking for it, there's a bunch. Like, you pass one in an alleyway and you're like, okay. Oh, there's...
Wait, she's looking for the wizard that's casting it.
Ah,
But I
sorry.
guess also the
So
cultists
you're
would show
assuming
up.
that the cultists are illusions,
Yeah.
and you think someone's projecting illusions.
You do not see anyone projecting illusions, but you see a bunch of more cultists. Like, one is on a rooftop, one is down an alleyway, one is in a window looking down at you. Thankfully, thanks to the explosion, all of the civilians seem to have fled. But you do see, in your ride, you pass maybe another 6, just dotted around randomly on the landscape.
I suppose stands up and readies her daggers.
And then you see, like, the low-level sand that's kind of still kicking around clears, and you see a line of them, not shoulder to shoulder, but with maybe sort of 5 feet between them, stretching the entire width of the road and blocking your way. It's about 8.
How far away is it?
Same distance that they were before.
I don't think I can throw a bomb that far.
I cast Fireball.
How many times can you do that a day?
Not a lot. Enough, I hope. If there's 5 foot between them, I can hit maybe 6 of them, maybe 7. Probably not all 8 of them. Slightly less good roll this time. 26.
26.
Yeah.
The explosion goes off. Big, huge. This one doesn't go the same way as last time. This time, bodies appear to be there. Like, a couple of them appear to... They don't catch fire, though, with Fireball. It is an explosion, but it doesn't, light things on fire. And it seems to scatter them. A couple of them are off to one side of the road, a couple are off to the other side of the road.
Are they making reflex saves for half damage? Would you like to know the DC of that check, or have you just made an assumption?
I have rolled so low on all the 4 of them that it's basically non-applicable unless it's a single figure.
Yeah.
Is it a single figure?
No.
You're fine. The 4 that you hit are blown away and basically stop moving, are scattered on the floor. The remaining 4 respace themselves on the road. In that time, you have, come closer to them.
You haven't
At this
heard
stage,
Sasha sound as impressed.
Can I get everyone to give me
sound.
initiative rolls? Grizzop.
13.
13. Hamid.
20.
20. Azu.
7.
7. Sasha.
16.
16. I've got everyone's initiatives. Hamid, you're up first, but before you move, looking around, you see that there are cowled figures basically all around you at this point, on rooftops, in windows, and they've started filing out in a line behind the carriage.
I can only do that twice more.
And I'm going to end the episode there.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I really hope these guards that are driving the carriage have high levels.
You want to ask that question again? I won't answer non-verbally.
Did I detect any
Oh,
evil?
yes! Oh, yes! Loads of evil! Just loads of evil!
Fantastic.
Yeah, just... Whoa! Right, so whilst you're all
bad
surrounded
smell.
by objective evil, none of this ambiguity, objective evil, we will return next week and see how that goes.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Fireball, guys. It was so much fun.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Rusty Quill Gaming is a podcast distributed by rustyquill.com and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial International License. Today's episode was recorded and produced by Alexander J Newall. To comment on episodes, make donations, and view links, images, videos, and show notes, visit rustyquill.com. Rate and review us on iTunes. Visit us on Facebook. Tweet us on Twitter at @TheRustyQuill, or email us at mail@rustyquill.com. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, that's the noise she makes.
Okay, also, we've said clam too many times now. It's losing meaning.
So, Wilde
think
sort of...
No.
Okay.
Oyster rhymes with...
Yeah, it's really hard, isn't it?
Royster.
But let's not do this.
Come on, use your brain muscle.
There's shallot of options.
Boisterous.
No, wait, that's not what they're called, is it?
Stop,
what are
stop.
the little things?
We're just going to muscle through this and carry on.
Shallots are the onions. What are the
Scallops.
scallops?
So...
Scallop of doesn't
What is going on? What is going on?
Scalloptions.
Yes.
I've been trying with mollusk, and I think it might be even
Mollusk is
harder.
hard, yeah.
Anyway, let's go.
Alex
on.
is getting a
Get
bit
on with the game.
crabby.
Mollusk or less.
Let me know when we can carry on. That's fine.
Mollusk or less. Done.
with this.
Someone wants to hear us workshopping puns.
Oh, Alex has paused the recording. We're now officially out of... Sorry.
Maybe you should shell out for some proper fun comedians.
Sorry, the audience who would find this all gold.
You
Or
assume.
pearls. There are pearls in a sea of rocks, was it? No, pearls before swine.
Stop.
I can do this.
What is happening? What is this?
I think we finally
It's
broke
okay.
it, guys. I think we've finally done
It's
it.
cool. Several of them have collapsed. They've gone limpet.
Hey, Ed, please just preserve it. Please preserve this. I need what Alex just said as a ringtone.
Okay, right. I'm going to carry on with the campaign. You can either get on board or get left behind.
It's
but
cool,
the train is leaving the station.
It's cool. I'll kelp you out.
Wild.